Hello, hello, hello. Welcome. What's up, Dennis? See you the first in the room. What is up? Another article review. I love doing these, man. These are fun. Thank you for sending them. Andre sent this to me, man. Andre sent this particular article to me, and I think, like I said, some of you guys know how to get me riled up and send me the right articles or the right videos, man. And once I'd be afraid to open them because once I start reading, that's it. I'm on the hook, just like some bait on a hook. Just got me. So we're like always, we're gonna give a few minutes to get up in here. What's up, Frank Lopez? What's up, Andre? Just telling everybody that you the one that sent this bait on a hook, and you got you a big LJ on the hook, Andre. You got me. All right. I'm in. I'm flip flapping and flopping all over the hook. What's up, Yellow J? What's going on? Frank Lopez, what's up? What's up? I saw that last night and thought to send. Oh, okay. All right. Yeah. Andre emailed it to me. What's up? Retired. No country for old simps. What's up? Amazing. What's up, Uber guy? Long time no see. Hopefully you and your girl been still hitting it hard, knocking that debt out. What's up, Steven? What's going on? You guys, these alerts must be getting out. You guys are popping in right on time, man. Cool. What is up? We're going to wait a few minutes. What's up, Romy? What's up, FIC? Get up in here. About 90% free. All right. That's what I like to hear, man. That's cool. You're doing it together with your woman, man. That's because I feel sorry for couples that are together and then one of them wake up and the other one doesn't. Oof, that's some bad news bears right there. Believe that. What is going on? This beautiful Tuesday afternoon here in South Carolina. I love it. It's cold though. I had to scrape some ice off my windshield this morning. That's crazy. But see, one thing I love about living here, I know it's temporary, right? If I was in Seattle, it'd be like this all the way till probably March. You know, what's up, Decent Woods? I'd rather listen to LJ than vote. You know, I'm not even gonna get on voting, but I don't even vote. I really don't. I don't vote. Just to let you guys know now, I don't vote. That's gonna be a different video, but hey man, slaves don't count. I keep repeating this to people. If you're in debt, I promise you don't count. Okay, you don't. When I see people pushing vote, hey, get out there and vote. It reminds me of when flu season gets here. They be trying to shove that flu shot down your throat. Hey, get it here, get a flu shot, get it free. Why are you pushing it down our throat? So you really care about our health that bad? Nah, I don't believe all that. All right, Yellow J says 3 more days until I sell my home. Congratulations, man. Woo, congratulations. What's up, Gold? What's going on, man? He said, I'm here to get my beating financially. Woke slave. Conscious slave. There's unconscious slaves and they're conscious slaves. You know what's so crazy? I want to hear, we're going to get started in about 1 more minute. I want to hear, I want unconscious slaves to come into this channel and then hear conscious slaves call themselves slaves. That probably just blows their mind. Like, why are these dudes calling themselves slaves? That don't make any sense. Yeah, Yellow Jays, he's to the finish line, man. He can smell it. He can taste it. He is almost there, man. Freedom. I know, right? Congratulations on your move to Hawaii, man. Congratulations. Anyway, let me introduce myself. My name is LJ Young, and I'm a 100% debt-free motivational speaker and personal finance educator. I have people like Andre that send me articles like this and put me on the hook now. 100% debt-free motivational speaker, and I help people. I used to live it. Well, I'm now. I got myself confused. motivational speaker. And what I do is help people get out of what I call the debt matrix. And the debt matrix is a place where everybody lives that believes in credit and debt and financing everything that goes down in value and can't figure out why they're living paycheck to paycheck. I just cannot figure it out. Why? I have no idea. Why am I living paycheck to paycheck? I just can't figure. Anyway, I used to live there for first 40 years of my life. And then found Dave Ramsey. Dave Ramsey said, "Hey, LJ, take the math that you learned in grade school and apply it to your finances and you'll win with money." And that's what I did. And now I'm free. Now I'm outside the debt matrix. I feel more free than I've ever had for the first 40 years of my life, because I didn't wake up to age 40. And now I'm just sharing the knowledge that I've learned. And the reason why I'm sharing it's so simple, right? And so what I do, I took the basis from Dave Ramsey, and what I did was enhance on it. And I made it a little bit, I guess you can call it enhanced, but I made it more simple, right? I just take basic math and that's it, and show people that they're in the debt matrix. Now you're probably thinking, do I live in the debt matrix? And I'll tell you if you live in the debt matrix. Add up your savings, add up your debt. Savings minus debt equals how much money you have in real life, okay? If that's in the negative, yes, including your mortgage, student debt, collections, stuff that's going to fall off your credit report in 7 years, all that. If that's in the negative, that means you live in a debt matrix. You're a slave. You are what is called an unconscious slave. Okay. You are unconscious. And the reason why you're unconscious is because you don't trust mathematics, right? Now, I expose what I call the glitches in the debt matrix, and a glitch, and that's one I just showed you. That's a glitch. Like if you don't believe, if you add up your savings, add up your debt, and you're in the negative, and you don't believe the math that you just did on your own, you live in the debt matrix. You are an unconscious slave. First, it starts mentally. First, you got to look at that number and say, oh, damn, I'm in a negative. If I don't change that, I'm going to be there forever. Yes, that's what, at that moment, you become what's called a conscious slave. Now you believe in mathematics. Now you're going to do whatever it takes to change that from a negative number to a positive number. These are the laws of mathematics. Laws of mathematics, okay? Now, if you decide to break the laws of mathematics, like you decide to break regular laws out in society, you go to jail or prison. If you break the laws of mathematics, you remain in financial prison your entire life. You're sentenced to a life sentence on your own by yourself. You do it. Okay. All right. So let me all right, so let's get to this article, man. This is now okay. Before I read it, I want you guys to understand something. I'm going to read this article from Alien Eyes, from Debt Free Eyes. Okay, so you guys can understand its purpose. All right, these type of articles are for slaves. All right, slaves ask these types of questions, even if it's real. I have no idea if this person's real or not, but it doesn't matter. The point of the article is to give slaves to give slaves hope. All right. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if it's real, E-Man, but who knows? But we know for a fact that this story is true, because I'm sure there are plenty of doctors and lawyers out there with this amount of student loan debt. Okay. All right, so let me bring this up here. Let me I know I pulled it to the side here. Okay, there it goes. All right, 1 second. Oops. Screen sharing. All right, so this is what we're going to do. I'm going to break it down as I'm reading it so you guys can understand what they're really saying in these articles. All right, so here we go. All right, let's start with the title. I have nearly $600,000 in student loan debt after getting 4 college degrees. Can I still buy a home? All right. Right off the bat, there's two things being said. First of all, if this person's real, he's asking, can he buy a home with $600,000 in debt? No, you're $600,000 in student loan debt, one of the worst debts to have in your entire life. And he's asking about a 600,000, or he's asking about buying a home. You can't do that. You're in debt. Now here's another thing that is being seen in the title of this article. This gives hope to slaves in student loan debt, right? This gives hope because the majority of slaves in student loan debt are nowhere near $600,000 in student loan debt, nowhere near it. So they're thinking, if this guy can get, if they say in this article that this guy can get a home while having $600,000 in student loan debt, that gives me hope because I only have 100,000. This is what they do. Okay. All right, let's go down here. Let's see. Dear Market Watch, I'm a 58-year-old black male. Why you have to? Math has no color. I have no idea why they put black in here. I kind of do, but then I kind of don't, because his color doesn't matter. I have no idea. I know why they put that in there, to associate with black people, right? I'm a 58-year-old black male with student loan debt of $593,000. Seriously, I have 4 degrees. He's bragging about his degrees. Look at him. I have a BA, a JD, a MED, and an MA. Like that means anything. When you have $600,000 in student loan debt, you're just a slave with degrees. Nothing more than that. Those letters mean nothing. And I'm working on and he's still working on his last EDD. I am currently employed as an educator. So I have $600,000 in student loan debt, and I'm still going deeper in debt because he's still going to school. He has no money to pay for school, so he's going deep. So it will be well over 600,000, right? And he's the educator, means he's not making any money, nowhere near to paying that money off. All right. I would like to buy a house, but to qualify is like a pie in the sky. Only for slaves. Only for you, slave. I'm working on a down payment of $12,000. He's $600,000 in student loan debt, and he believes he can save $12,000. No, you can't. You have $600,000 student debt. Only slaves talk like that, right? $12,000. Hey man, no, you don't have $12,000. You're a slave. But any mortgage company will tell me that they have to count 1% or 0.5% of my loan balance towards my debt. See all that percentage garbly goop? When you're $600,000 in debt, I promise you don't understand percentage rates. I promise you. I would like to buy a house. I would like to buy a house next year in one of the worst economic downturns in history. And he thinks he's going to do next year. Okay. All right. I'm currently renting for $1,390 per month. Any suggestions? Oh my God. This dude wrote this. Obviously, he didn't use his name. Okay. I get why he didn't. All right. Sincerely, well-educated prospective home buyer. See how they use nice names? Well-educated. He must have skipped math. I don't know how he has all these degrees and you didn't pass. I remember going to college and math was a requirement. I had to pass it. Obviously, he didn't. Okay. Dear well-educated. Okay, you keep saying that. All right. I've got good news and bad news for you. It's only bad news. What's the good news? Let's see what the good news. The good news is that having student loan debt nearly $600,000 as you do does not inherently precludes someone from getting a mortgage and buying a home. Oh my God. Getting a mortgage and buying a home. See how that sounds? It's get a mortgage or buy a home. There is no and. You either finance the house or you buy the house. That's it. Period. There is no and. There's or. Oh my goodness. He has no option to buy a home. Good news and bad news. Oh my God. See how they fool. They're just giving, this article is giving slaves hope with student loan debt. Let me help you guys understand something, okay? 37% of the housing market are mortgage free. 63% of the housing market, people have mortgages. If they turn down, now listen closely, okay? Especially you slaves in the background. If they denied everybody with student loan debt a mortgage, the housing market would crash. The housing market could not exist without slaves. Okay, I want you to understand that. All right, we're not concerned from a mortgage perspective. I have no idea what that means. As to the balance, we don't care if it's 100 or a million. What? $1 million. All we care about all we care is about the obligation on a monthly basis and how that affects their ability to carry the mortgage that they're looking for, says Ryan Lely, inside sale manager of Massachusetts-based lender Mortgage Network. They always got to give those titles, so you think Ryan is some kind of respectable something something. I guarantee you Ryan's in debt too. Guarantee it. Just because he's a sales manager he's selling you something at some lender mortgage, so you'll hear that mortgage lender bank and think it's important. It's the dumbest, stupidest nonsense I've ever heard of. But anyway, bad news. This is the bad news. Sorry, you guys. The bad news, as you seem to be aware, is the pandemic has complicated the process by which mortgage lenders determine whether someone with student debt is creditworthy and can handle the burden of paying their mortgage each month. If you're walking in, listen, if you're walking in the bank asking for a mortgage with $600,000 in student loan debt, they are going to financially abuse you. They are going to financially abuse you. All you slaves that have student loan debt that's older than your mortgage, you are slaves. You will never own that house, ever. How do I know this? Your student loans are older than your mortgage. You went to college for 4 years and you got your student loans for 20 years. You'll never own the house. You walk in the bank with 600 grand worth of student loan debt, you are going to get the worst mortgage on the market. Why? Because you are a slave. That's what subprime mortgages. That's why they created subprime mortgages for slaves. For slaves that have absolutely forever given up on ever paying off their student loan debt, but somehow they think they're going to get a house. Okay, whatever. You mentioned what type of student loans you have. You don't mention what type of student loans you have, as in whether they're private or federal loans. That makes a big difference in terms of how the underwriting for the mortgage would work right now. Under the CARES Act, payments are frozen for certain federally held student loans, though around 165 billion in federal student loans owned by commercial lenders is ineligible for the forbearance. Whatever. Listen to all that garbly goop. That's only for slaves. Hey, they make that stuff sound so complicated for people, for slaves and student loan debt. You get out of student loan debt, you won't care what they're saying. You won't care what their rules are. You won't care what percentage points they're doing. You won't care. The craziest thing I used to hear is when slaves go and finance a house, they can buy down their interest points. That I remember being in debt. That never made any sense to me. Hey, but you know what? You can buy down your interest points. I can buy down something that I don't even have to have in the first place, but I can buy it down by paying the money up front right now. And guess what? Since I don't have no money, they can wrap it up in the loan and finance it all. Just the stupidest, dumbest nonsense I was so stupid. Back in August, President Donald Trump announced that this student loan forbearance would be extended until the end of the year. While the relief is certainly welcomed by many borrowers who have just lost jobs during the coronavirus crisis, it does create headaches when a borrower tries to approve for a mortgage. Now, let me explain this to you, slaves, so you can understand something. I know the forbearance sounds like help. I know it does, but guess what? They know you're not going to pay. If they say you don't have to make your student loan payments, they know you're not going to pay it. They're going to add up when the interest kicks back in, they're going to have more money to make money on. I'm telling you, you guys, they do you slaves so dirty. They do you guys so dirty. Ooh, they do you so dirty. Your chains are rattling everywhere and scraping along when you get in your car. Have you noticed your car getting all scratched up by the door? Your chains are scraping up in the door. You come back to your new car and you see a scratch on it, and you're like, who scratched my car? You did, slave. Your chains keep hitting the door every time you put your key in the door. Oh, God. Back in August, President... Oh, wait, I already did that. The relief is certainly welcomed by many borrowers, lost their job, blah, blah, blah. Okay, what I said. Come on. It does create... Okay. All right. Mortgage lenders must determine a borrower's debt-to-income ratio during the underwriting process to determine how much a to determine how much a household could afford to pay toward a mortgage each month. All right, let me make sure you guys understand something. Debt to income ratios are for slaves, because when you have no debt, there is no ratio. You need slaves, so the banks come up with this. They come up with some kind of master formula they make up. Who knows? I don't really care what's in this debt to income ratio. Who cares? It's for slaves, right? Some separate entity that don't know you, they're going to tell you how much you can spend on a house. They're going to tell you how much money you have for you go out and earn the money. So they come along and tell you how much you have for a house. Come on, that's only slaves need to be told how much money they can spend. How this debt is evaluated by lenders depends on what type, said Mark Millam. Okay, you're going to tell us who you are, right? Founder and mortgage banker at Highland Mortgage at Georgia Bay. See how they put the titles in the back of the thing? Who cares who they are? So what? That's just the fool slaves. Typically, lenders glean that information from an applicant's credit report. So if a person typically pays $400 a month, for example, toward their student debt, when that's what a lender would use to determine their debt to income ratio, and in those cases, lenders would not worry about the total amount. Wait, let me see what they're trying to say. Typically, lenders glean that information from an applicant's credit report. So if a person typically pays $400 a month, for example, towards their student debt, then that's what a lender would use to determine their debt to income ratio. And in those cases, lender would not worry about the total amount in student debt. Let me tell you guys, slaves, if you have $600,000 in student loan debt for who knows how many years this dude has had it for, they know you're not going to pay off the house. They know that. They already know that. If you even accept a subprime mortgage, they know by default you're a slave. Why? Because only slaves would ever sign their name on a subprime mortgage. You're a slave. But forbearance makes that trickier. How is it trickier? If we were to run a credit report on this individual or someone else, it would typically kick back as a $0 payment right now, because most folks are in forbearance and not having to pay back the student loan. Can you imagine how many student loans, like how many slaves, they look on their credit report and see all zeros, right? They're like, hey man, what happened to my student loans? They think they disappeared. You guys have no idea how many slaves believe. Sorry, you guys. You have no idea how many slaves believe that their student loans are gone. You have no idea. Have not a clue. They believe those students. All right, man, I don't know what happened to them. All right, let's see. It would typically kick back a $0 amount. Many folks are forbearance and not having to pay back their federal loans. All right, lenders have a few options on how they can move forward in this situation, dictated by the type of loan an applicant would receive. Fannie Mae requires lenders to look at the full student debt balance, calculate what 1% of that would be, and treat that as the amount of the monthly payment for their underwriting calculations. Freddie Mac, on the other hand, only requires 0.5% of the loan balance for the situation. Ain't that crazy? They got it so low, they put it to the bare minimum. Can this slave at least pay 1% of their student loan? If they can, and Freddie Mac, and they said 0.5%. Freddie Mac does 0.5%. That's crazy. For FHA loans, lenders can go about this a few different ways. Of course they can. Those loans are designed for slaves, all right? They can choose between 1% of the loan balance or the credit report stated monthly payment, whichever is greater, or they can use the actual wait, hold up. FHA loans, lenders can go about this a few different ways. They can choose between 1% of the loan balance or the credit report's stated monthly payment, whichever is greater, or they can use the actual documented payment from the servicer if it will fully amortize the loan over the term. In most cases, Milliam said FHA lenders calculate the debt load using 1% figure. Okay, whatever. The people at the top dictate how everything gets done at the bottom. Duh, of course, they're at the top. What do you mean? Said Brent Chandler, founder and CEO of Form Free, a borrow data and analysis and data and analytics technology company. They always put the big fancy names like they mean something. They don't mean nothing. If the if the investors that are buying the loans from Fannie and Freddie have not changed their models or the way they look at data, then everybody down below has to do it the same way that the investors are accustomed to. Okay, whatever, they make the rules. Of course, in your case, even 1% of your student loan balance would appear as a massive monthly burden. Even 1% would be a massive burden, and this fool is still talking about getting a house, which could preclude you from qualifying for a home loan, but you can provide additional documentation to your mortgage lender to help your case. Whatever. When forbearance ends, there's a good chance that they're going to enter into an income-based repayment program with the servicer of your student loan debt. Student loan forgiveness programs are where slaves go to die. Okay, where student loan forgiveness programs are for slaves that have given up on their dreams of ever paying off their student loan. This is where you guys go to die. This is where you'll be until you're dead, because you'll keep signing up for it. And you'll keep 10 years will go by, they'll deny you because you forgot to cross a T. Then a slave will sign up for another 10 years and another 10 years until they're dead. Okay, you see them all. They just go up there and just go ahead and go to the student loan forgiveness program slave camps and just put the needle in your arm. Just say, hey, fill me up. Give me a slow drip. Give me a slow drip. Hey, you know there's poison. Hey, I don't care as long as it's slow. Is it going to be painful? Nah, man. Okay, there you go. Yeah, sign me up for that FHA mortgage. When forbearance ends, okay, okay. In that case, the servicer will look at your income to determine how much you pay toward your student loan debt each month. Because you're still in school, there's a chance that those payments will be quite low. Ooh, that's what. Hey, check it out. The dude in this article, look how many. You know what? He got all those the degrees because he can't stop. Because soon as he stopped going to school, those payments are due. So a lot of people out there are forever students. They keep going to school. They'll go to school for the minimum amount of credits to keep from those student loan payments from kicking in. So they're forever students. So now the only thing they have left is to brag on those worthless degrees that they don't even own. These slaves are getting these degrees, posting them on their walls. Hey, I got this degree. I got a PhD. I got that. And you go, hey, man, do you still got student loans? Yeah. Then that piece of paper that you got in the frame, you don't even own that paper. You don't even own it. You're a slave. You're an educated slave. Educated on what? I have no idea, but whatever. All right. What you can do is get in writing what your expected payments will be when forbearance ends. The servicer, you can provide that documentation to mortgage. Okay, I read that already. In lieu of the percentages. You mentioned that you work as an educator. That means you could qualify. That means you could qualify for loan forgiveness if you work in public school. This is, again, these slave camps, they tell you where to work. They tell you how much you're going to make and how long you're going to do it for, you low down dirty slave. And you better like it, and you better not mess up once within 10 years of your life. 10 years. So say like you got 100 grand in student loan debt, right? $100,000, and it takes 10 years in this program. You divide 100,000 by 10. That's whatever that comes out to per year. You're saying to yourself, I don't believe that I will make $100,000 in 10 years of my life. That's a whole different problem. That's the slave mentality. They got you, slave. Got you, slave. mention schoolwork. Though that program could end, in such case, your student loan servicer might actually say you don't need to make monthly payments. The mortgage lenders can use that information too. Keep you into slavery longer. Mm, mm, mm. Oh God, you're right, Brittany. He is an educator. I don't know what educator mean though. They keep saying educator. They're not. I don't know what kind of education. That said, you mentioned you're not planning to buy your home until next summer. He ain't buying nothing. And things could easily change in the meantime, especially depending on the results of the November 3rd elections, which is today. So, so what should you do in the meantime? Okay, yeah, tell him what should he do? The mortgage experts spoke with The mortgage experts I spoke with said that all things being equal, it's a good idea to put money away in savings right now to grow your down payment. But if you're carrying other debts, particularly ones with large monthly payments or high APRs, it could be advantageous to pay down in the interim. He has no case. He has no choice but to pay down debt. See how this article make it seem like this dude has many choices to do? He doesn't have any choice. He's in debt. And $600,000, and he's an educator. Guess what? He's pretty much going to be in debt until he's dead. If he ends up getting a mortgage, he's going to get one of the worst mortgages on the market. Let me go down here. Any comments? Let's see something. Let's see something. Whoever missed this, James Holland says, whoever missed it, a 50-year-old 600 shouldn't be buying a house unless he's paid completely in cash. Exactly. Even with 15 years, you're taking a 70s. Never mind 600 grand, you still have to pay. Exactly. You need to be consistently looking for the cheapest place you can afford. Okay, this guy hey man, this guy knows exactly what he's talking about. Hopefully one of the degrees. Yeah, hopefully one of the degrees can have you make more money and doing what you can do to get it paid. Otherwise, this letter highlights the problem with the college loan bubble that is going to explode. You know, people think this I want you guys, listen, slaves, I want you guys to understand something so you can get this shit out of your head. The college loan fiasco is never going to, there is no bubble. It's never going to bust. Nothing's going to happen. This is the new way they create slaves. This is how slaves are created. This will never bust. This will never happen. Nothing will ever wipe away student loan debt. There's $1.7 trillion in student loan debt. If they wiped out $1.7 trillion out of the economy, it would cripple the economy. It would cripple it. All those businesses that house loans, all those investors that buy student loan debt, they would be all out of business. You think they're going to let that? You could think they're going to let that happen? Hell to the no, that's not going to happen ever. What did Lisa say? I think people with this much debt have a different mentality. He is never going to pay the mortgage off, nor is he going to pay the student loan debt off. He will die with both these. He's okay with that. I guess the question would be, why does he want to own a home? Is it equity? Is it some hope for a tax write-off and interest? And why does he continue to go to school and incur debt? Exactly. See, there's people in here that know. Okay. I'm sorry, I really don't read the comments, but I think I'm gonna hear it. Okay, my wife is a mortgage loan officer, and this way is more common than you think. I know it's more common. What gets me is that many are racking up these huge loans late in their careers with little money to pay them back. With little to pay them back, many are getting little, if any, boost in income. And okay, yeah, okay, they're getting good responses, man. With he said with zero common sense, well-educated prospective home buyer with zero common sense. Oh God. Yes, but you have decided you want to be, yes, but have you decided what you want to be when you grow up? Oh God, these are some good comments. I thought I was gonna hear some people like, good for you, you can still get it. Isn't responsible enough to own a good. Okay, these guys are giving them, you will never retire with that much. Okay, these guys are giving them the right advice. So we have a guy 7 years from retirement age, 600,000 with student loan debt, asking the internet-based financial guy about buying a house. I'd never give him a loan for a car, let alone a house. At some point, the owners of the existing debt are going to have to eat it. I'd be surprised if the guy is servicing the existing debt. I know, right? Sometimes common sense is better than a bunch of degrees. Wow. He's getting some real advice back. This is good. This is good. So tell me, you guys, what you guys think about the article? What you guys think about it? Oh no, that's the video. That's not it. Okay. Stop sharing. All right. All right, hold up. So here's the link. Let me know what you guys think about it. All right, let me go back here. Young Grump says, keep fat. Man, I'll be seeing you over there on my Instagram, man. Keep at it, man. The younger, the better, man. The younger I can get you cats, man, you guys will never know what debt feels like. Thanks, Andre. Thanks for putting me on the hook, Andre. What's up, NC Biggs? D-Ski, I'm not buying a house or a condo until I can drop all the money down. Straight cash, homie. I'm not gonna finance jack. And remember, when you're out of debt, housing market prices no longer matter to you. You know why? You don't care the sale price of the house. You don't care what area it's in. That doesn't apply to you. It doesn't matter. You're going to buy your house from slaves, foreclosures, tax lien, divorces, whatever. There's a million reasons, job loss, companies shut down in the area, whatever. Right. Exactly. Frank says, crazy. 58 years old with 600,000 and he's still going to school, Frank. And he's not only does he have 600,000, he's still accumulating debt, and he's talking about buying a house next year and saving up $12,000 to put down while he's paying $1,300, almost $1,400 in rent. Thank you, Nicer. Nice says, taking out loans and not paying them back. That's so ratchet. It's so ratchet. So is. Not even bankruptcy can help that man. Nope. Sure can't. He's done. And if this dude is even real and you come across this video, I'm telling you right now, you are done. You're toast. Unless you move back home at 58, unless you move in with a relative, you go home and take care of your parents and lock it, you are done. You can forget about a house, especially right now. Especially right now. What's up, Amina? What's up, Johnny Blaze? Oh yeah. Yeah, I'm with you right there, Andre. That's suicide right there. Total suicide. I couldn't even imagine that. I couldn't even, like, right now, he will never know what true financial freedom feels like. What I feel today, this guy will never ever know what that feels like. Ever. Retired 2009 says 19 says, recently I met a woman who was 55 years old and has student loan debt. I almost choked on my food. Exactly right. Right. And they be saying it like, oh yeah, I got student loan debt. When did you graduate from college? Oh, I graduated when I was like 23, 24. You are 55. You don't hear what you're saying? No, they don't hear what they're saying. They don't. Reality Game Design says maybe he is actually scared to stop educating because he doesn't want to have to deal with the reality of paying off his student. That's what I said. And a reality, I guarantee you, there are millions of people out there that will not stop going to school because they cannot afford. Long as they keep going to school, they don't have to make the payments, which is an absolute brilliant design. Whoever came up with that design saying, hey, you can go to school. While you going to school, you don't have to pay no monthly. Whoever came up with that is absolutely brilliant. So they'll just keep going to school, keep going to school, keep going to school. And guess what? And never pay until one day they're going to have to stop going to school. Those are called forever students. They will be forever trapped in the student loan game. Yellow J says the only sale price a person in debt should care about is the selling price as he is getting out. Exactly, the selling price. NC Big says, good news, he's close to $1 million. The bad news is it's -1. It's -1 million. That's messed up, man. I ain't see what I'm saying, NC Biggs. We just talked about this, man. You keep exposing yourself. Okay, keep doing it. They're gonna see that you're an alien. And NC Biggs, I'm telling you, man, I'm gonna stand with the unconscious slaves. If we're ever together and you expose yourself out in public, I'm telling you, I'm siding with the unconscious slaves. I'm not gonna let them see me. You can stand out all you want. No, sir, I ain't having any of that. Nope. I'll be like, oh man, that's messed up, NC Biggs. Why you gotta say negative 1 million? Just because it's true, you don't have to throw it in his face. Johnny Blaze says, everybody got debt. What's the big deal? Slave splaining. They always slave splaining. Hey, debt is just part of life. Everybody has debt. I know you keep saying that, slave. I know you keep saying it. Only slaves say that. He will die in debt. He sure will, Amina. He will die in debt. Retired 2019 says she also purchased a home using her. She also used money from her future to pay for her present. That's the ultimate. That's the epitome of slavery. When you borrow, listen, slaves, listen closely. Listen. If you borrow from your 401k, that's a red flag that you're a slave. Only slaves borrow from their future to pay for their present. Why? Because they have no money in their present. Why do you think they let you borrow the money? Because first of all, the money doesn't even exist. You just believe it exists. You believe money in your 401k exists. It doesn't exist. I know when you log into your computer and you log into your account, you say, oh, I got this much for retirement. That doesn't exist. It's not there. Those are just numbers on a computer screen to fool you. Andre says they have a lien on his they have a lien on his entire life. Slaves, listen. The bank has a lien on your entire life. Now, I know most of you guys don't understand it, but I'm going to give you an example so you guys can hear it and you guys can feel it. Remove everything from your life with your name on it and the bank's name on it. Remove anything with you and the bank's name on it. Whatever's left is yours. What do you have left? The bank has a lien on your entire. If you have nothing, that means the bank has a lien on your entire slave life. I mean, it says, why are you guys coming at him like this? Coming at the article, dude? Frank Loeb says, even at $50,000 a year paying down puts him at 70 years old. Imagine his interest rate, scary situation to be in. Glad I'm not. Exactly, man. If you go really deep into it, that'll push somebody to suicide. Believe that. $600,000 in student loan debt and climbing. He ain't stopped. He hasn't stopped yet. He's going to keep going, and it's going to keep going because he's going to continue to pay interest. It's never going to stop ever. It goes up. Say like he didn't do anything for a year. It still goes up. Reality Games says, as much as he in school, you would think he's a professor. He is Professor X. What is he getting all these degrees for? If you aren't going to work for him in order to pay the, and this is so crazy, right? I always say this. They do that because they're trapped. They can't stop. They cannot afford to pay the monthly student loan monthly bill back. They cannot afford, so they're going to keep going it and keep doing it. And have you noticed a lot of people with all these degrees, they're not even working in the field that the degrees are in? Doesn't that just blow your mind when you hear a person that says, I got this degree, I got that degree, I got a doctorate in this and I got a PhD in this, and you say, so what are you doing? Oh, I work at Pizza Hut. I'm delivering pizza. Oh, I work for Uber. What? When I hear somebody says that, they have no idea that they're telling me they're a slave. They're telling me they're a slave without even knowing it. Andre says, can you imagine someone in their 70s working at Walmart to pay for student? Ooh, damn. Look at Andre hitting below the belt. You can't say that shit in public. You cannot say that in public. You will, if you said what Andre said out in public, if I was with Andre and Andre said that in public, I would side with the unconscious slaves. I'd be like, "Ooh, Andre, that's messed up, man. Why you don't know that? You know, maybe that person wants to work here at Walmart, Andre. Why you?" I would say, "Man, that's messed up. You think I'm gonna expose myself saying that in public? Oh, hell no, I'm not doing none of that." Or their Social Security being, "Oh, keep the gloves up, Andre. Keep the gloves up above the belt." I'm working at Walmart to pay my student loans. I'm done. You better not. Oh man. I'm gonna just call you TV. Do you think it should be a crime to hide your debt from your significant other? That is a good question. Let me tell you something. Okay. No, I don't think it should be a crime. No. No, because if you're with your significant other, this is all you got to do. And listen, and this is a great question. If you haven't done it already, if you are with somebody, it doesn't matter if you're married, boyfriend, girlfriend, if you're with somebody for years and you've never seen their entire credit report, never seen it, that's a problem. They cannot hide money from you if you see their personal credit report. They cannot hide money from you. All you got to do is look at the report. It will tell you everything you need to know about the person. So when and this is all you got to do. Hey, babe, I love you. Hey, this man or woman, it doesn't matter. Hey, I love you so much. I'm going to show you my entire credit report. Will you show me yours? If they say no, there's a reason why they're telling you no. Let's say that one more time, okay? You say, hey, I will show you my credit report if you show me yours. If they get upset, they get mad, and they say no, that's a problem. That's a red flag. The red flag, the size of the United States flag. Andre says, yes, it should be a requirement to disclose your debt before marriage. It should be part of the document. And let me explain something to you. Once you get debt free, this is important. You won't even get past the dating stages. Don't worry about marriage. Don't worry about moving in with them. Hey, you should show me your finances. Soon as you date, you will know right away if they're a slave. You will know right away. You won't get as far as boyfriend and girlfriend. So don't even worry about hey man, before we move to the next level, we should know about each other's finances. You won't even get that far. That's funny. That's funny. Can you imagine NC Biggs at work sitting at the table by himself? Nobody want to sit at lunch with NC Biggs. Hey man, but they don't know he don't care. That's the difference. See, they don't know he doesn't care if they don't sit with them, right? But the outside looking in, if I worked at NC Big's job, I'd be sitting with the unconscious slaves. I'd be like, look at NC. He's over there sitting by himself. Nobody wants to be his friend. That's messed up. Because he always thinks he's better than all of us. He thinks he's better than us. Every time we try to tell him, he wants to douse our dreams. Don't buy a house. Don't buy a car. Hey, F him. Yellow J says, that was the biggest thing that woke me up in January. I started by creating a timeline of how much debt I would be in 10 years, and it was still too much, paycheck to paycheck. It's a fire sale now. See, when you get out of debt, you cannot help but look to see how far this plan will automatically map out in your head. Damn, if I keep this debt and if I pay it at this rate, I'll be 10 years later, I'll have this much. Oh no, that's too long. That's way too long. Andre says, I got to give them a chance. See, hey, Andre, you do that. You do that in public. Yeah, I'm just like NC Biggs. I'm a side with the unconscious slaves. Oh man, Andre, man, that's a cold dude, man. He just looked down on people. Yeah, is it true what he's saying? Yeah, well, yeah, it's true, but that don't mean anything. So what? You don't have to rub it in people's faces. Oh gosh, 600. I can't even imagine getting hitched. No, Amina, can you imagine? This dude is fine. He's keep his body tight. He got a nice car, and he says, "By the way, I got $600,000 in student loan debt." He's gonna be instantly ugly to you. Instantly, you're gonna be like, "Damn, I got everything. All these other girls wanted. They want to sleep with me and all this stuff, but she doesn't. Why not? $600,000 in student loan debt, slave. You're just a slave with a nice body, and you look good. You're still a slave." Once you are out of the labyrinth, you can see the wrong turn. You can see the wrong. Yeah, you can. You can see all the turns. You can see them. And I always say this, slave, so you guys can understand something, okay? We can see you, but you can't see us. The reason why we can see you is because you don't trust mathematics. That's your pattern. I always keep telling you, slaves got patterns. Your pattern is you guys don't trust mathematics and you don't know you don't trust mathematics. That's your pattern. So when you cheat on your taxes, guess what? Your taxes are not going to make mathematical sense. Ta-da, you just got caught. See how easy that is? You can't do anything about it. You can't make the math right if you don't even if you don't trust mathematics. You cannot make the math right because you don't even know it's wrong. $600,000. He must be Scrooge McDuck. What's up, live? What's going on, man?
What's up, LJ? How you feel, bro?
All right. How are you, man?
Hold up. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Let me turn my phone. I had my YouTube on. Let me mute that. Can you hear me now, bro?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, good. So I had a question in regards to student loan debt. I got some student loan debt. I have 2 loans actually. I got one for my undergrad.
Okay, you got to get off the line, then. Sorry, no, I'm messing with you. Go ahead. Go ahead. I'm messing with you. Go ahead and finish. Go ahead and finish.
I got one for my undergrad. It's like $32,000, and I got one for my master's. It's like $6,000. But I just paid off the interest on the one on my master's. So with this whole Trump thing with the 0% interest, I've been really attacking that. And I do want to thank the SMD family. I think I was listening to one, and Amina has said this is like the best time to pay it off, because when I got that first email saying that you don't got to pay your student loan, I was like, bet. You know what I mean? Like
that's exactly what they wanted you to say. Bet.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, bet. Okay, cool.
Yeah, I got some extra money. I could do some other things with this.
The extra money thing. Hey man, this plan is brilliant. But go ahead, man.
It is brilliant. You're right. It's brilliant, man. It's brilliant. You know what I mean? So, but since I came across you, through the Velocity Banking, because I was trying to get information on that, came across you doing one of these reviews on a Denzel thing, and so that like woke me up. But my question was, the one with the student loan with my undergrad, I still got some interest on that, like $2,900. So I've been sending in payments as if I was still making payments despite this freeze on this hold that they have. So I've been paying like $380 a month every time I send it in. So should I put that money towards my master's loan, which is like $6,400, or should I just attack the interest from on the undergrad, which is like $2,900?
What I suggest is put them in order from smallest balance to the largest. Don't pay attention to interest.
Okay.
Only pay attention to from the smallest balance to the largest balance. So whatever balance is the smallest, you attack first.
All right.
First of all, you got to be debt free. Are you debt free?
No, I got like 2 other items outside of my student loan. I got the car note and I got the mortgage.
No, don't even touch your student. Okay, put it this way: you put your debts in order from smallest to the largest.
Mm-hmm.
You attack the smallest and pay on the smallest, starting with the smallest debt first. You pay on it the heaviest while paying minimums on the rest until the smallest is paid off, and then you move to the next one on the list, and so on and so forth. So if your student loans are the largest, they're going to be the last.
Right. Yeah, and that's funny. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
No, that's what I've been doing. I put all my debt in order. I had some personal loans on my 401 or 403B, because I'm an educator also. I'm a teacher, and I put those in order. So I listened to it. You get some good information, bro.
You said you got a 401k loan too?
I had a 403b. I had four. I'm a teacher, so it's a not 403b is just like a 401k, but it's for nonprofit organizations.
Yeah, but you took out a loan on that, but it's paid off.
I paid it off. I took your advice. I had sold some stocks. I sold all my stock. I did the coronavirus withdrawal
Okay.
for my 403b,
Okay.
and I just took those monies and I paid off 6 of my debts.
Nice.
And
Okay.
I had put them all in order.
Not a loan. You took money out. Not a loan.
I took the withdrawal. I didn't take a loan. I took a withdrawal.
All right. Good. I just want to make sure that was clear because people mix that up. All right. Cool.
Yep. But I had paid off I had 3 other loans on the 403b, and I paid them off and paid off some other debt that I had. So now I got the final 3 loans: the car note, which should be paid off early next year, and I got the student loan, which totals up to like $3,900, and then I got my mortgage, which totals like $65,000. I mean, I'm sorry, student loans like $33,000, and mortgage is like $65,000.
What kind of mortgage do you have?
I got the slave mortgage, bro.
Hey, you know what? I know, believe it or not, you saying that is important. Okay, as long as you know the fact that you know what type of mortgage you have is a step in the right direction. Okay, so
right.
As long as you know. Okay, so you're doing, but don't try to jump to the big debts. You keep going in order. Put your debts from smallest to the largest and pay them off. Don't worry about interest. Interest is not the problem. It's debt.
Okay. So like I said, I put everything in order. I got my plan together. I've been doing some moving around some other like trying to find some cheaper deals. Like for example, I see Amina's up. She said she does Mint Mobile, and I switched over from my Verizon cell phone, switched over to Mint Mobile, cut back on some things, got some deals on my utilities. And it's funny how when you got that mindset, when you got the slave mindset, the unconscious slave mindset, you don't see things that's right before you until you get that conscious slave mindset.
Correct. It's like a camera coming into focus. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It was there all the time. So like for example, if millions of people are paying $100+ a month for their phone bill, right? And you find the same service like Amina did, she went to Mint Mobile, right? And you pay $50, you now earn $100 more per month than the majority of phantom income because you're not paying the same as they are for the exact same service. So you just go through your whole. So as soon as you pay off your car, you get to dictate your insurance. You can pay it every 6 months. You can go because they charge people per month to pull your monthly fee, to pull your monthly amount for your insurance.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's something though, man. I came across you during this whole COVID thing, and for me, this COVID has been a blessing for me because I've been able to, like you say, time is the most important thing. And being a teacher, I've been, back in March, we was like out of school. So I was out of school from like March up until September. We still got paid and everything, but I had so much time on my hand where I was able to, just look at some things on YouTube, trying to figure out, all right, how can I do this? How can I do that? And that's, like I said, that's when I came across you. I came across Dave Ramsey first, and then prior to you, but prior to him, I was looking at like guys like Denzel and Mike Adams, big on the velocity banking thing. And then I said, let me just type in Dave Ramsey.
Let me ask you something about that. When you came across the velocity banking stuff, what was your thoughts on that before? Because I'm assuming you came across that before you came across me, right? What was you thinking when you came across velocity banking?
I thought, like I said, I had the unconscious slave mindset. I thought that was genius, bro. I thought the velocity banking was genius, man. I said I had the mindset, I'm going to use other people's money. I'm going to leverage the bank's money, make that work for me.
All those big words, leverage, use the bank's money. It sounds fancy, don't it?
It does, man. And it was like, man, the way this one guy, the boy Mike Adams, the way he broke it down, I'm like, man, this is genius, bro. And I'm a math teacher, and I didn't trust math.
Damn.
It's crazy. I'm a math teacher, and I didn't trust math, bro. But I was looking, I'm like, man, this sounds genius. But the only thing that was hindering me from doing it was my credit. I couldn't get that line of credit to
Right.
make it work for me. So I said, hey,
Right.
God, let me try to look up another way. And that's when I came across Dave Ramsey. So I was looking at him and everything. But then I said, let me see what Dave Ramsey thinks about velocity banking. So I typed in YouTube, Dave Ramsey, velocity banking.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when you came up, man. And it was
Okay.
like, yo, man, I mean, I know you talk about the universe a lot, but I'm deep into to God spiritually and
Right.
everything. But
Oh, I'm
for
open
me,
about it now. I used to try to suppress it a little bit. I'm open about
yeah,
it now because it's true.
yep. But for me, I know God sent you my way, bro. I really do,
Mm.
man. And
I
this is
appreciate that, man.
definitely,
It humbles me, man. It really does.
yeah, it changed the way I think. It changed. My wife is on board with it.
Oh,
You know what I
Hey,
mean?
man.
So
Hold on. Let me give you a
yeah,
clap for that. That, hey, people
yeah.
don't understand that. If you don't get your partner
People
on,
don't.
boy, I
Yep.
feel sorry for that. That's divorce.
Yep. And I'm even teaching my sons. I got a son that's in 12th grade, so he's applying for college. And I sat him down and
Mm.
I showed him my debt. I said, look, man, my student loans. I told him what you be saying. My student loans older than you, bro. And he just laughed, you know what I mean? And he wants
Right.
to go to school to be an accountant. So we looked at how much accountants earn,
Mm.
coming in, and how much it's going to cost for him to go to school. I told him, look, if just make sure this is what you want to do, because the student loan debt is no joke, man. Like you say, it's the only second to IRS debt.
That's how they create
And
slaves. Student loan debt. That's
yep,
how they create slaves.
yep. So I told my son, I said, look, you once you graduate, you go to school 4 years. You want to pay this debt off 4 years. You live here until you get everything paid off. And if
Nice.
you're making that effort to put forth, the payments towards paying off your student loan, will help you. But if you ain't going to do this, then you ain't getting our help. You know what I mean? Because this is your debt, and he understands. And I'm thinking of previous time I had asked you in the chat, I was like about the plus loans, and you said don't do that.
Parent plus loans.
Yeah, that's double
To
that's double
seal a
slavery,
parent's
man.
plate. Seal it.
Yeah.
That's like nails in the coffin. You are done.
hmm So,
Mm.
but my sons get it. I got 3 boys just like you. You know what I mean? And
Okay.
they all get it, man. I've
How old are
been
your
sitting
boys? How
down.
old are all of them?
I got a 17-year-old, I got a 14-year-old, and I got a 13-year-old.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, so we've been talking, and they've been sharing
Do
the
they get
knowledge.
it?
They get it. They get it.
Okay.
They get
All
it.
right.
Yeah, they
All
get
right.
it. Yeah, but the article, man, I know so many people in this in that predicament where
Mhm.
they just look at student loans as if they always going to be there.
Yeah.
I was talking to a friend of mine, and he went to school to become a doctor. That didn't work out. Switched over to law.
Ooh.
So he got like about five
Ooh.
hundred thousand dollars worth of
Damn.
student loan debt.
Oh God.
Yep. And I
Mm.
talked to him, but was talking about it. He gets it, he sees it, but it's like they just feel like it's such a impossible feat.
Hey man, $500,000 in student loan debt. What does he do for a living now? Do you know what he does?
He's a lawyer. He's a lawyer. He's a lawyer.
Okay, so he can possibly get out of it if he applies himself.
Right. Right.
Okay.
But one thing he was saying, and this is I think very important. This is what I tell my son: don't go to college because your parents want you to go to college.
Mm.
And that's something he did. He went to college because of his parents. So, yeah, you do need college for certain professions. You
Right.
got to get the,
Right.
you know.
I ain't
But
gonna
if
go see a
you,
doctor that didn't go to college. You know what I'm saying? You know? Hey man, I'm a doctor, but I ain't go to college. Oh, okay. Well, I can't see you then. Okay. Yeah.
yeah. But and I tell my students, like I said, I'm a teacher. I'm 44 years old. I've been teaching for 21 years, and I tell my students, like, don't think you can't be successful if you
Right.
don't go to college.
Well, like for example, society will make you feel like you ain't shit if you don't go to college. You ain't
That's
gonna
true.
be nobody. You ain't gonna make it. All of that's an illusion to get slaves in debt. That's all.
You're right. You're
It's
right.
a brilliant plan, though. I ain't gonna lie. It's absolutely brilliant. I ain't gonna
It
lie.
is
It's
brilliant.
because on the same note, this economy would not work if slaves didn't exist. I couldn't live free.
Mm-hmm.
Like when you get out of debt, you're gonna experience how free it is. You're gonna really experience how cheap life is. And I want you to understand, it wouldn't be that cheap if slaves didn't exist, if they didn't believe in student loan debt.
That's true. That's
So
true.
thank you,
And
slaves. Thank you. I appreciate you.
Yeah.
You guys are number one. Slaves are number one. Slaves are number one.
Oh man, I know teachers that, I mean, like I said, we talk, man, and like I said, I'm telling you, I thank God for your messages, man, and like one thing you said in one of your videos was that the main thing, people work, friends you meet at work, you only meet them because y'all in debt, and
Yep.
if the outside of work, you wouldn't even be talking to these people.
Nope.
So, and I know teachers at work, and I'm telling you, like, they talk debt, man. We was talking debt. You know what I mean? Like, you got this student loan. We comparing student loan debt. And I know teachers that have retired with student loan debt. You know what I mean? And it's like, how can you retire in peace knowing you have this hanging over your head?
You can't even retire.
Exactly, but they do it. People do it. They retire. My
wife. When you hear
slaves
talk like that, you're like, you can't ask them, hey man, when you retire, is your debt going to retire?
Exactly.
What are you talking about? So.
Yep. And it's like, my wife was telling me some teachers she knows, people just retire. They retire in debt like it's normal, and it's not normal. But this is what society has.
It's normal for slaves.
It's normal for slaves.
Slaves are number one. Slaves are number one. Oh, slaves.
Oh man, it's crazy, man. But yeah, man, I really appreciate everything you're doing, brother. I really do, man.
I've been seeing your comments. I've been reading them, man. I could tell you be up in there. You, Steven, you guys be going through them videos, man. You guys be pulling out some old ones. I'll be like, damn, I forgot I made that video.
Yeah, man. My favorite one though is the time equals true wealth. It was a member only one. Yeah. And I'm telling you, man, that thing, I put it in the chat in the comment one time. That thing had me in tears, man, because I'm like, you know what I mean? Like all this time, I could have done so much more had I just known something as simple as, or trust it. I'm not, you know what I mean? Because you know it, but you just got to trust it.
Trust it.
And one thing you said was, I'm investing in me. I'm not looking for something outside of myself to, get me out of debt. I'm going to invest in myself. And that thing hit home, man. And it's like,
I appreciate that, man.
I appreciate you, man. And
thanks.
Like I said, you changing generations, bro. I mean, you changing generations. I'm teaching my sons, and hopefully they'll teach their children when they have children. If
people think I'm bragging when I say that too, man. People think I'm bragging. I'm not even bragging. I'm not bragging.
No, you're not, man.
I'll say, hey man, go ask somebody that follows me. Say, hey, is LJ bragging? No, he's just doing basic math that he learned in grade school. He ain't doing nothing fancy,
Oh man, I always think about that, man.
Thank you for sharing that with me. Especially the feelings part, man, because that's important, man. People need to understand that this is something that cannot be detected by the human senses, but it's there, You can't say, "Ooh, there's debt. Debt is heavy. Where's it at? It's over there. It's green." You can't describe it, but it's there, right? So, man, and congratulations on teaching your kids that, man. They're gonna be able to grow up if they listen to you, grow up without the burden of debt, man. So, congratulations, man.
Yeah, I appreciate you, LJ. So I'm gonna get off, man. Thank God for you, LJ.
Hey, man, I appreciate you, man. Thank you.
All right, peace, man.
See, stuff like that, that's what I'm telling you guys. That's what keeps me going, right? And this is how for me, I know this is my direction, my passion, because I always tell you guys, I promise you, for 1 year, when I would go on lives on this channel, I was talking to myself. Nobody was coming in. I would see a person pop in and leave. But something kept telling me, keep going, LJ, keep going, keep going. And now I know this is my passion. Why? Because I'm changing people's lives. People don't accidentally, people don't accidentally come up to a stranger and say, hey, you changed my life. That doesn't accidentally slip out a person's mouth. That's how you know that you found that's how I know I found my passion, okay? Oh yeah, dating minus debt. What's up, Ken? Dating minus debt. It's all aspects of life. I hope reality says I am hoping the non-interest is extended for the next year as well. Right now, it's only till January 20. You know what I think? This is what I personally think, okay? I think it will if President Trump is back in office again, it will be extended, and I think he's going to extend a lot of things, and the stimulus money is going to come through because the whoever's elected, they want to be the president that saved the U.S. economy. So when whoever's elected, then that's when the stimulus money is going to kick through. That's when it's going to kick in. Okay. And it says, hey, look, I'm the president. I saved everybody. They want to, but for him to send that stimulus money before the election, I knew that wasn't going to happen. Because if he would have sent out that secular stimulus money, the next president would have got the glory. That's not going to happen. What's up, Holly? Hello. Anybody else want to jump on? They can. Reliable wireless is cheaper. Hey, are they Verizon, Andre? Who's reliable? Who are they on? What towers they use? Amina says, I used to have the phone insurance because I dropped my phone a lot, but now I just buy the glass screen covers from Best Buy. Exactly. See what I'm saying? Back to work. Have a great day. All right, Frank. All right, man. Whoa, nah. Enjoy your day, man. Have a good one. What's up, EJ? Best channel on YouTube. Appreciate you, man. Thank you. Thank you. What's up, Screen Learning? What's going on, man? How you doing? That's great that the wife is on board, because if you are married to a loser mindset, you will have to work twice as hard for half of what you could get from having the right mindset while single. Exactly, man. If you're in it, like who was that? Was that, wait a minute, that was where's she at? Brittany posted these articles inside of the Discord server. If you haven't joined the Discord server, click on the link in the description below. But she posted up these articles on the Discord server that this girl, she co-signed for her boyfriend for a car, 3 car. Oh my God, that story is just like heartbreaking. Oh, I feel so sorry for that girl. I feel so sorry for her. Messed up. You guys, if you guys haven't checked out what Brittany C posted, oh, please do go check it out. I read that bad boy like several times. Ken says, LJ man didn't like hearing about the Parent Plus loan. You know my past history with that, but okay, man, I didn't like hearing about the Parent Plus loan. Okay, but I shattered that. You sure did. You out of it now. It's a thing of the past. I'm pretty sure you'll never do that again. No matter how much love in the world. All right, so jump up here if you guys want to speak about the article, question for me. Get it while it's free. Get it while it's hot. Reality says, yep, don't go to college if it will put you in crazy amount of debt. Go to community college at an Ivy League or community. It will still have the same math being taught. Sure will. But you got to, math is math. It doesn't matter what school or college you go to. It doesn't matter if you went to an Ivy League college. Math is still math. Yeah, shout out to Amizi. I had a conversation with him yesterday, actually, man. I love people reaching out for advice, man. I do, man. That means a lot to me because they trust me. All right. So appreciate it. Thank you, slaves. Thank you. Slaves are number one. Slaves are number one. Slaves are number one. That's what I mean. Okay. What's up, Fred? Congrats to the math teacher that his wife is on board. What's up, Fred? What's up, Nick? Dynasty B. Hello, hello. Beautiful weather in beautiful Cary, North Carolina. Yeah, it's beautiful over here. It's cold, though. Over here in South Carolina. It's cold, but it's beautiful. What's up, SOBC? What's going on? Nick, he can take his goofy troll remarks to another channel. Grown folks are talking here. Okay, you guys must be talking about something I cannot see. Okay. James Hudson says, I wish I listened to you before I went to a 4-year university. No one told me about interest capitalization. Yeah, I mean, I get it. Try not to. This is what I always suggest to people. If you hear the message now and you understand it, be happy that you understand it now, because I dwelled on that for a long time. I woke up at 40. I think back, if I had known this 20 years ago, I'd have been a millionaire, multimillionaire, blah, blah, blah. Just be happy that you know now, okay? Steven says, LJ, is there a cheap internet provider? You know what? Where I live, I got two options. Okay, I don't have more than two options, so I bouncing back between the two. That's all I do. What I do too, Steven, all I do is just, hey, you got a deal for me? Can you give me the same deal that you did last? No, okay, cool. I'm switching over to the other one. Then I just switch over. Reality Gain says, speaking of phones, people have crazy phone bills while financing the phone they are creating debt on. Exactly. I paid $30 for Cricket for a phone, internet messaging, and bought my smartphone refurbished online. Me too. That's the only place I buy mine, online, refurbished. Yes, this is your passion, and I'm glad you didn't give up on this channel. Hey, Fred, let me tell you guys something. I couldn't even give up on this passion if I chose to. SMD family members know how to get me on the hook. All they got to do is send me an article, send me a video. That's it. I'm hooked. And I'm telling you guys, when the SMD family sends, I'm wary on clicking on the video, because if I know I click and read it, that's it. I'm on now. I can't just stop. Thank you, Nicer. Now I'm gonna keep posting this. My nose got stuffed up all of a sudden. Anybody else want to jump on here? Any questions for me about the article? If you didn't read the article, the link is in the description below the video. Go check out the link. If this is you and you're in student loan debt and you read it and you say something to yourself like, man, good, thank God I don't have that much student loan debt. The purpose of the article is for you to say that, to minimize the student loan debt that you have. That's the purpose. That's why they always that's why when these articles pop up, they always pick people with the largest student loan debts, really big, $1 million, $500,000, $750,000. So you can say to yourself, thank God I'm not like that person. And so you'll minimize the debt, the student loan debt that you have. That's the purpose of the article. James says, I have people in my family that is financing oh God. Oh God. Slaves have no idea what they're telling the world when they finance a PS5. They have no idea what they're telling the people around them. Well, unless the people around them are also financing PS5s, I guess, they ain't gonna never know. Retire says, I have a friend who filed for bankruptcy a few years ago and it changed her life. No more debt. And she has 1 year's worth of savings. Congratulations. That must have been a chapter 7. Hey, slaves, just so you guys know, chapter 13 is for slaves. Okay. Chapter 13 is for slaves that don't want to let go of the stuff that got them in the chapter 13 in the first place. All right, let me say that slow so you can understand it. Chapter 13 is for slaves. Chapter 13 is for slaves that don't want to let go of the stuff that got them in the chapter 13 in the first place. That's for slaves. Get it? Slaves. I remember when I was still living in Seattle, I went to the gym. Had a guy friend there that he was like, hey man, I just filed for chapter 13, man. I just got approved. Man, I'm looking at this new Jaguar. I was like, what? Yeah, I got this extra money now. I only have to make a small payment to chapter 13. I'm looking at this new Jaguar. I was like, woo. I said, and this dude by himself, he lives in a 5-bedroom house by himself. I said, hey man, why don't you just sell that house? You don't even need that much house. No, man, I've been in this house for like 15 years, man. I can't just let it go. It's not yours. Yellow J says, my 22-year-old son has a pre-order on the new Xbox. Guess how he is paying for it? Cash. His Visa check card. You better believe it. You better not let his dad. He better not let his dad hear he's financing that bad boy. Oh man! Even though he's 22, dad can't do too much, but he gonna hear an earful. Steven says, wasn't in my area, so I had to go with Xfinity at $95 a month. Ooh, you could probably break that down, Steven. Hold on, you guys. Be right back. I got to take a little break. I drink a lot of water. Hold on. Talk amongst yourselves. Hold on. All right, I'm back. Thank you for patiently waiting. All right, what we got here? Yep, 5-bedroom house. Sure is, right? And he's by himself. Didn't want to let go. It's not yours. Sure ain't. Ridiculous. People, slaves do that all the time. Brittany says, if you have two internet servicers in your area, I usually call the one with the highest rate and try to negotiate a cheaper price using the other internet. So this is what I do too. If you live with two adults in the same house, okay, you become a new customer every single year. So this is what I do. Okay. Me and my girlfriend, we swap as new customers every year if they don't give us the same rate the following year. So, like right now, this year, my name is on the internet bill. Okay. So we get a special new whatever price for the year. So when I sign up, I ask the person on the phone, I say, hey, when does this expire? They tell me the date it expires. I put that date in my phone on my calendar as an alarm date to about a week before it expires. I set it to go off to alert me and say, hey, your internet contract's about to expire. I'll call them up and say, hey, can you give me the same rate? If they say yes, I'll stay. If they say no, I say cancel it. Right. And then it takes them a couple days to cancel. And as soon as it's canceled, I have my girlfriend call up and sign up as a new customer. And then we just keep rotating every single year. It's really that simple. I don't really have to, I don't want to negotiate. I have my own modem. They don't have to come here to my house to swap out any equipment. I own everything I have. That's it. That's the easiest way to do it. I promise you. It's really easy. Hey, can I get the same rate? No. Okay, cancel it. Sometimes they'll transfer you to some other department. Say, okay, we'll give you the. But if they fell for the threat of canceling just easy, everybody would do it. So they make you see if you're going to go all the way through with it. And I'm already prepared because I don't really want to deal with any of that. So Yellow J says, I pay $99 a month for 1 gig service on Xfinity. I use the loyalty angle. You got phone service through Xfinity. Wow, that's kind of high, Yellow J. You can get a way better deal than that. Fred says, add to that about 13, it is to fool the other slave. Yes, that is true. Thank you for pointing it out, Fred. That for those of you guys that have those of you guys that have chapter 13, it's to fool the other slaves to feel like you didn't file for bankruptcy, because you can't tell from the outside. You still have all the stuff that got you into chapter 13 in the first place. See, slaves don't even know that though. But we can see you guys. We can see you. Pedro, yeah, he is everywhere in the manosphere with the same 5 or so comments. Don't matter what he's Don't matter what he's talking about. He says the same thing. He's like a broken. Who are you guys talking about? Nicer. Somebody that you guys pause. I can't see it. I think what it is, if you guys knocked them out early inside of the regular chat, by the time it comes over here to StreamYard, it's probably gone. I can't even see it. Pedro says, I'm paying $130 for Verizon Fios, but I'm loving the crazy speed. I download movies all the time in less than 20 minutes, so I need it. Yeah, I mean, if it works for you, great, right? But I don't do that kind of stuff on my phone. Oh, you talking about at home? Okay, gotcha. I'm loving the crazy speed. Okay. See, I do a lot of streaming. I don't do any downloading of movies. I just stream everything. I just get an app, put it on my what do I got? I got an NVIDIA video streamer or whatever, and that's all I do. I just stream movies. Sorry for the loud noise. They're working on the concrete on the outside of internet service at home, not mobile. Yeah, okay. Oh, okay. Oh, gotcha. Okay, Yellow J, I got you. Gotcha. Okay. 1 gig of 1 gig of service? But I'm in chapter 7. I look broken, loving it. I know. See, that's why you sit by yourself at the lunchroom table. NC Biggs. Hey man, I'm sorry to. And I work at NC Big, man. Look at him. That's sad, man. Look at him sitting all by himself over there. Hey, I walk up. Hey, NC, you want my apple? Here, man. Take my apple, man. Just take it. You look sad over here by yourself. Oh, shit. Oh, we're talking about Aaron B. I'm timing him out so not to disrupt the conversation in the chat. He is always typing. Okay, gotcha. Okay. All right. Cool. Pedro, I paid $140 monthly for five. Ooh, for 5 phones. Oh, 5 phones. Oh, you said 5. Okay, I thought you were about to say by yourself. Okay, 5 phones. Yeah, you can't beat that. Man, that's a deal right there. Yeah, there's so many options, but listen, you guys you guys don't see the bigger picture, right? Well, most of you guys don't. They get people wrapped up in phones and financing phones. They would have to buy their way out in order to use the services that we use right now. The S&B family uses there's a whole bunch of services that you can use now. There's a ton of prepaid services. When you have 5 phones or 6 phones or family of phones, a brand new iPhone 12s financed, you don't even have the option to get out and go to a cheaper service, because in order to use the cheaper service, you must own your phones. This is they got you, slaves. If you have a finance phone in your hand, put it this way: can you imagine how many iPhone 12s are about to be financed? Can you imagine? Oh my God, I can't even picture that. House full of gamers and video streamers, 1,000 megabytes, 1 gigabyte. We use about 325 terabytes per month of data. Okay, gotcha. 300 terabytes. Wow, 325 terabytes of data a month. Woo! Wow. That's a lot. Damn, 312. I mean, I guess with the video games and the high graphics, I can only imagine how much data that pushes. Oof. Probably pushes and pulls at the same time. LJ, I have AT&T, but I want to reduce my monthly payment. Any suggestions? Yeah, you can choose. Like right now, I'm on AT&T. I use Red Pocket Mobile. I used what is that? Straight Talk. Straight Talk is good. AT&T owns Cricket. You can use Cricket. They have awesome service. There's some other AT&T. They're not called. What are they called? Not prepaid providers. What's the term used? What's the proper term used? Hold on for you guys. My girlfriend's call home for just a second. All right, I'm back. Okay. All right, you guys, we got to wrap this up. Don't know if you heard, but banks have started to offer digital wallets to customers, electronic versions of your physical wallets. Everything is going digital to pay. Yeah, because you guys got to remember that uh, for slaves, money has always been digital. Credit is a form of digital currency. They just don't look at credit as a form of digital currency. They just don't. That doesn't. They don't really comprehend. But anyway, I hate to cut it short, but I got to get off now. But thank you everybody for joining. Appreciate it. If you caught the stream late, please catch the replay. Click on the link. Read the full article yourself. Thank you, everyone. Enjoy your evening. All right. Until next time.